I'm LJ,
And I'm Phil. Welcome to Stories with LJ and Phil.
where we'll be doing a lot of author interviews and book reviews and what else, Phil?
Oh, we're going to do some meme reviews and writing tips and whatever else you guys want to see. So just go ahead and put it down in the comments section below and we'll take that into consideration.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we want to cater to you guys and whatever you're interested in that kind of falls along what we're talking about here with writing and fiction and all that good stuff. And yeah, so we're going to start with an author interview because we just happen to have an author with us here today.
What do you think, guys? Is it Phil or me, LJ? Drop your comments below.
Now, maybe if we think about the title, Stories with LJ and Phil, I wonder which one it is.
It's me.
It's her.
It's me. I'm the author.
We won't keep you in suspense. But you also happen to have your book with you right here.
I do. It is called Scene 38, Take 3, available on Amazon and other retailers. And there will be a link in the description down below where you can find my story.
Awesome. So let's begin our interview now. When did you start writing this book?
I started writing in, let me do the math real quick, 2002. It was Thanksgiving Day and I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you worked on that for a long time and...
Yeah, I believe I sent it to the publishers in 2013, but it didn't actually, excuse me, it didn't actually come out until 2014. So that's 12 years I worked on that book.
Yeah, went through a lot of edits and drafts.
Definitely. Some that you helped me with.
Yes, back in our college days.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, before we get too far on the writing questions, I just remembered I wanted to ask you about our name, because a lot of people have trouble saying it, and I grew up with the last name Matarese, so I didn't really ever think anything of it. It was just like, oh, people don't know how to say it, whatever. But you have some helpful tips of how to pronounce it easier.
Yeah. So the first thing I tell people is to think raisin before they say our last name, and you'll get the raisy part. But other than that, I like to spell it, sound it out phonetically. So it's Matarese. So that way, if you're in the bookstore and you're trying to order a copy, you know who to ask for.
Hey, you can't go wrong with phonetics.
There you go.
So, I do want to get back to asking you, though, about writing this book. So what was the inspiration for you that really got you started writing?
Honestly, I was tired of reading the same book over and over again. I feel like a lot of young adult romances and even adult romance novels kind of have a formula of, guy meets girl doesn't like boy, they fall in love anyway, and, you just kind of quickly picked up on what was going to happen in the book from an early chapter. And so I wanted to see if I could do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I noticed that too, even with classic literature, reading like Jane Austen's books. After a while, you read a couple, you start to figure out, okay, I know what's going on here. So yeah, a lot of times it just kind of falls into that formula. So it's nice to do something different and keep people guessing.
Yeah.
So I like the way that you were able to do that in Scene 38. You. Yeah. So, what else inspired you in your writing journey?
Well, the other thing that that I kind of was a little bit frustrated with the books that I was reading is that all of the scripture references were in King James, and it didn't seem to matter whether it was a contemporary romance novel or whether it was, you know, more of a life on the prairie days. It seemed like they always used the King James version, and it's not that, you know, I have anything against the King James version of the Bible, but I feel like it's more appropriate to period pieces rather than contemporary romance. So I wanted to use a more contemporary translation of the Bible in my own writing.
I get that. Yeah, you don't want to take people out of the moment, and sure, if you're reading that prairie fiction, that probably is fitting, and it goes with the period. But
Right.
if you're reading something that's taking place now, we kind of want to have something with more modern language so that people don't get lost.
Yeah, that's the general idea.
Yeah, and it's always great to make the Bible more accessible, and
Yeah.
you don't know if your readers are all going to be Christian, and so maybe this is they don't have a lot of exposure to the Bible, and it's good for them to see Scripture in a way that's easier to understand that might get them interested.
And in fact, I hope that at least a portion of my readers haven't read the Bible, because that's one thing that's important to me is that, that I am able to be a witness to others through my writing.
Absolutely, yes. I think that's really admirable to want to share your faith in your writing, and I think that came through really well in this book, and some of your other things that you've been working on. So why don't you tell us about some of your other projects you've
Sure.
got going on?
Well, I have a sequel written. It's in a rough draft format, so don't look for it on the shelves. But the working title is His and Hers, a sequel to Scene 38, Take 3. So I'm really excited about that one. And then I'm also working on a standalone novel called What's Done in Secret, and that one focuses on a high school setting. So I'm really excited about exploring kind of high school themes and really get into what makes young adults tick.
That sounds good. I believe you write short stories as well. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, I have a blog that I have posted more than 20 short stories on. And it's also the same name as our YouTube channel, this is Stories with LJ. So, not Stories with LJ and Phil.
I didn't write any of them, no.
So, but it's just storieswithlj.com, and a link will be posted down below for that as well.
That sounds great. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about writing? Any helpful tips?
Well, I really started writing because I was being bullied in high school, and so I didn't have much control over the situation that I was in, and so writing gave me that sense of control. Like, I got to choose what happened to the characters and kind of control their destinies. And that was a really helpful way to cope with being bullied in school. Because when I was sitting alone at the lunch table, I always had a friend with me.
Yeah, that sounds like a really healthy way to deal with bullying and find just kind of a positive outlet to deal with that. So I think that was really good, and I'm glad you were able to use that as inspiration for your creative energies.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been as, I think it would have taken my writing a longer time to reach the point that it's at if I hadn't started so young. So, just want to encourage all of our younger audience that it's never too early, and encourage our older listeners that it's never too late to start writing. So if you're someone who's interested in writing, feel free to drop that in the comment section as well.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing about your journeys, and we just hope this channel can be an inspiration to you guys. And if there's any questions you have, you want to ask LJ about getting started on writing, or what it's like being a high school kid who's maybe dealing with bullying, and how writing can be something that helps you in your healing process, and just
Definitely
gives you something positive that you can do to just kind of cope with that. And obviously we hope that the bullying is something that's going to be managed by adults in your life that will kind of step in and intervene, but it's also important to kind of take that responsibility yourself, to just find a way to deal with that. So yeah, I think you did a great job with that as a kid, and
well, thank you.
yeah, I think it helped you grow a lot. And so yeah, just use those bad situations and find something positive to work with that.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Again, this is our first episode, and next week we will be reviewing a novel by Ted Dekker. So we're super excited about that, and we hope to see you again. Bye.
Bye.